To you and welcome to this Tuesday edition of the Art Lewis Show. On the road today and all week, actually, here at the Dow Championship at the Midland Country Club. And we'll be telling you about it throughout the morning, but we're going to begin this morning, as we have every year for the 6 times we've been here on this tournament, with a very special guest this morning. He is the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Dow. And we say good morning to Jim Fitterling. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Thanks for being here, and thanks for all you do for the tournament.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. We always look forward to the conversation. It is 6 years now. When you look back over the years of the tournament, has it done what you expected for you as the sponsor?
I think all of that and more. The community support and the way the community comes together to support the event, but also the relationships that we've developed with the LPGA and with the individual players who come back here every year because it's one of the best events on tour, I think has exceeded my expectations. The reach that we get, so people sometimes say, well, what's the point of doing it? And I'm like, well, this is a showcase for Dow. It's a chance for us to talk about, what we do in the marketplace, what we do with sustainability. We bring in suppliers, we bring in customers. We're on Golf Channel 4 days and a lot of good coverage. And Golf Channel airs internationally, and so we get a lot of international reach as well. You see the tour makeup, how international the LPGA Tour makeup is. And so it does a lot for us. It reaches our own employees. It reaches our retirees. I think it pulls the community together. 1,000+ volunteers. Everybody wants it to be a success.
Over the years, and I don't know how many times I've told people this, but you and I stood down on the porch out here one day, and I'd asked you the very first year why you're doing it. Typical question everybody asks. And your answer was, well, it gets me on a worldwide platform, and if I can get people here, I can keep them here. That was your answer.
That's right. It's always been a small town is always a bit of a challenge, but when you get them here and you attract them here, and they come here, and in many cases our employees come here and they start a family and they raise a family, and what a better place than Midland and this region to raise a family. Great quality of schools, great support here for families. But I think the true spirit of community, we saw it. We saw it last year with the Memorial Cup.
Yep.
You see it here with the event. This is what a community looks like when it comes together. We don't, have to force anything to happen. It all comes together, and naturally, people are looking out for each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the things that the country is missing and trying to find right now.
Yeah. Guys, turn the newsroom down, would you? We're getting some feedback on that. Whoever's in the studio. Thank you. The notion of this region, I see it as a potential growth area in the state, where this region literally could lead the state in doing great things employee-wise. I mean, you look at all the job opportunities that are coming to this area.
Well, it definitely is. I mean, we have the capabilities here. If you look at what's going on with Hemlock Semiconductor, the investments from Corning, that's a byproduct of all the influence of the tech, data, AI sector. I think all of us are actively looking at the ability to attract potentially a data center in here and to get that going. All that's based on the availability of power, reliable power. And as an industrial producer here with a big partnership with Midland Cogen Venture, people are always interested to talk about what's possible.
Let me ask about AI before we get to that. We're going to talk about the tournament, but what's going to be the role of AI? What is it in the corporate world now, and what do you see AI in the future?
AI is widely used today. Our research and manufacturing organizations have been using it for quite some time. Generative AI is taking it to a different level. So the kind of AI we would traditionally use is a lot of deep data analysis to help us maybe make a new molecule or new formulation for a customer. Something simple like you want a shampoo or detergent to be better performing, or you want to make a cosmetic out of different materials, move away maybe from certain ingredients. We use AI to help do that. You want to make a paint that coats better, that looks better, different color properties. We can help customers do that. You want to make a package that's lighter and stronger. We can do a lot of that with AI. But now generative AI is changing the way we all do things. Like I use it every day. I use it a lot of times to go out and do research for me and pull data together. You have to do a little bit of fact checking. Our customer service people, in order to handle orders with our customers, they have to work in different platforms in the company, but they have a desktop agent that sits across those platforms and helps them pull all that information together, so it makes them much more productive. And it can start to look at things and flag things for them, like this customer hasn't ordered this week. They typically do. We got to make sure they don't run out of material, because our kind of business, keeps their production lines going. We're doing it. We're looking at things like, imagine the legal department. You're looking at filing a patent on a new molecule. You need to go out and search what the patent environment is. Is this already been patented? Is this going to be a safe space? And that's typically high quality data, whether it's U.S. Patent Office or our own archives. They can go out and do tremendous amount of searching and save themselves a lot of time. So the legal department's finding a lot of use for it. The intellectual property department is finding a lot of use, and we just keep coming up with new use cases all the time. So it's gonna change our world.
All we have to do is figure out how to power it all.
Power is the name of the game. I mean, Dow's a big energy user. We generate 10 gigawatts of power. We buy about 2. And you think, well, we're big as DTE in terms of power generation. And then you hear Microsoft, Google, and others say, well, we need 30 gigs of power for data centers, and there's not just one of them. There's like half a dozen of them that need that. And all the grids in the country are kind of at capacity and have very little incremental capacity left. So you're starting to see big announcements. Restart Palisades. That's a great move. Yeah. That's a great move.
There's a lot of talk about these modular nuclears coming in.
Well, we're working on a project down in Seadrift, Texas. We have a grant from the government through the Advanced Reactor Demonstration Program with a company called X Energy to try to bring one of those to commercial scale. And of course, we have hyperscalers that are interested to join in as well. And so, Texas is really driven to be one of the first out there. And we need process heat and steam and electricity. It's a great fit.
It's amazing. If you ask the average person what is Dow, they're going to say it's a chemical company. And you have so many tentacles in so many other areas. You have to. You literally have to.
Well, the things that we make touch your everyday life all the time. So we're in about 96% of products that are produced. So right. Our people know how things are made. They know the value chains and how things are made. You can't make a semiconductor without our materials. You can't. Your phone.
Yeah.
One of the things that keeps your phone from overheating in your hand is the thermal gel silicones that are in there, that are between the chips and the surface of the phone. So imagine what we're doing with data centers for energy efficiency and cooling. All of that has a massive impact, and that's what we do.
Talking to Jim Fitterling. He is the CEO of Dow. We'll come back and talk about the tournament, I promise. And that'll happen right after this break here on WSGW. Let me talk about McDonald Ford in Freeland for a moment. One of the things they want to talk about in the weather that's around today and everything, this is allergy season. And they have a product called FrigiFresh. It's a hospital-grade disinfectant, and it controls pollen, molds, mildew in your car's air conditioning system. It only costs $20, and it takes less than 10 minutes to have your car treated. You don't need an appointment. Just stop in at McDonald Ford and into Quick Lane and get the Frigifresh at Quick Lane. Do it today. Again, no appointments necessary. It's only $20, and it'll keep you healthy in your car. While you're there, take a look at all of the new Fords that they have on the lot. And, of course, they're pre-owns, too. And remember, with new cars now, Ford is offering employee pricing, and they've extended that until July 6th. So stop into McDonald Ford today, located at M47 in Freeland.
Attention golfers.
And we're back with you here on WSGW from the Dow Championship at the Midland Country Club, and we're talking to Dow CEO Jim Fitterling this morning. So here we are at this beautiful tournament, and one of the things this tournament is noted for is sustainability, which is Dow's hallmark. How are we doing in that regard? Because you're actually, you're helping the LPGA all over the world, aren't you?
Yeah, we're the sustainability resource for the LPGA and by extension the Ladies European Tour. And we set some targets for this event to be a zero waste event every year, as one of the things to make it a sustainable event on tour. It's also a way for us to showcase how to put on events for other sports, and so we've had other sports leagues come in and take a look at what we do. We work together with the Council for Responsible Sport, and we work with partners like Chupon. So when you see us on TV or you come out and see the event, you'll see all the red bunting and all the branding that's here. All of that material gets recycled.
Golf tees.
Golf tees are made out of that. You'll see a partnership. We've had a partnership with Hefty for a long time. We make something called an energy bag. It's an orange bag. In some communities in the United States, you buy this bag to put your plastic recyclables in, things that maybe the recycling won't collect. Mm-hmm. You put them in there, and that gets segregated then when they pick up your trash, and it goes to a plastic recycling center. So we've had a partnership with them for a long time. You're going to see some mats that are used for traffic ways and industrial purposes out here, and they're made out of recycled materials, and so they're showcasing some of those materials here. Just to give you an idea, 92% of our waste from 2024 was kept from going to landfills. So we recycled, since the inception, last year we recycled 75,000 pounds of materials from the event, and we donated about 6,500 pounds of food. So we pay close attention to food, and we work with partners that can then take that food and take Hidden Harvest and others, and they take it to local organizations that need it for their support. We've helped a lot of nonprofits, which I view that as an extension of sustainability as well. They need our support. So we help about 50-plus regional nonprofits, and last year we were able to give $500,000. So since the tournament began, over $2.5 million in donations to regional nonprofits.
And we should point out, too, the prize money keeps going up. It's $3.3 million this year.
It is. Outside of the four majors, it's the largest purse on tour. That was kind of a goal that we set, was to try to keep it there, try to keep it the first behind the four major tournaments. And, of course, you see the popularity of the tour is taking off, and so the majors are increasing, and so that's bringing up everything.
Yeah. So be prepared to raise it again.
Yeah. We had a plan when we got in. We had a plan that we wanted to see, women's sports continue to move up, and it's hard to compete with the men's leagues and the TV money and everything, but we're doing our best to showcase it and really shine the light on what I think is a family-friendly atmosphere, a tour of players who generally treat it like they treat it like owners. So you go back, this is the 75th year of the LPGA in existence, and it started out with a handful of players who went on the road in their cars, toured, and started this tournament. And there's been ownership like that from the very beginning of the LPGA. So when you look at these players, they feel a lot of strong ownership of the tour, and of course what it's meant to them and what it's meant to the sport. And they continue to work hard to take it to the next level. Tomorrow we'll have the new LPGA Commissioner, Craig Kessler, who will join us. He starts the 1st of July, and we'll have a chance to introduce him to a lot of the sponsors and people here, talk about the role that we play in the LPGA, and try to work toward one of the things that he's talked about, which is getting a tour schedule that's a little bit more conducive for the players. So rather than going to the West Coast, go to Grand Rapids to the Meijer, go to the West Coast, come back to Midland, try to get, like the PGA Tour has a swing through a certain part of the country, maybe try to get something like that going with the LPGA.
I remember the first year we had to end on a Saturday because the players had to get over to Europe for the championship.
Yep.
And I love the end of June is much better, it seems to me.
Yeah, it's good time. It's a good time. It's been unseasonably warm this week, but I think we're going to get a little bit of a break today.
The other thing I want to talk about for a minute is veterans, because they have a special place here at the tournament.
Yes, well, veterans and a guest can get in free to the event, and just bring your military ID, active or retired, and come on in. And Kelly Services sponsors the veterans tent here. It's over. When you come, you go to Dow Diamond. Air conditioning coach will bring you to the front of Midland Country Club. You walk right in by the 16th tee box. As soon as you cross the 16th tee box, to your left, you'll see the Kelly Services Veterans Tent. It's in a beautiful spot right by 17 Green. And they do a fantastic job of hosting the vets. We get a lot of positive comments every year. It's one of the most popular spots out here. And so we invite them to come in. Of course, children 17 and under with an adult are in free for the tournament. And we want the families and the kids to come in. The STEM Center, when you walk in the front entrance, you can't miss it. You walk straight toward it. And Kate Nigro, a great volunteer who helps set that up every year, but our Dow R&D team and our IT team, they go out of their way. Palmer Holland is a customer of ours. They distribute products to the paint and coatings industry. So they come up with a whole range of hands-on experiences every year. Science, technology, engineering, robotics. Some of it's focused on sports like racing, so there's a racing simulator in there. This year they're going to build submarines, submersibles that they're going to use to go down underwater inside the STEM Center, and they're going to try to retrieve articles from underwater, so that's kind of cool. They're going to drag race solar-powered cars inside. They've got, and I think that was a partnership with the University of Michigan. I think it's the Michigan Solar Power Team that's going to do that. They're going to do some AI-generated pictures and galleries, so a little bit of AI in there. Always a big hit. Very hands-on. Lots of volunteers help us put that together. But one of the highlights for fans, but for the players and their families too, is they want the kids in the STEM Center.
Yeah, it's a special place here on the course. Well, listen, I know you have a tight schedule. What do you want to leave us with in terms of the tournament?
Tournament gates are going to open between 6 and 7 every day. DowChampionship.com. You can go to that website and find all the information. Like I said, park at Dow Diamond. Air-conditioned coach right to the front. You can ride a bike up here, but we don't have any parking right here at the club. If you have a bit of a disability, we have some mobility scooters here to help you. Great set of volunteers. So come on out. There's plenty of shade out here. It's going to be warm, but plenty of shade, and we'll take good care of you. And just thanks to you, Art, and WSGW for supporting the event, and thanks for what you do over on the first tee.
Well, thank you for being a good friend, Jim. We really appreciate it, and always look forward to chatting with you. And yeah, we'll see you on the first tee.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Jim Fitterling, he is the CEO of Dow. We will take a break and come back with more here on the Art Lewis Show from the Dow Championship at the Midland Country Club.
My name is Kim Harris.
Hi, welcome back here on the Art Lewis Show, coming to you from the Midland Country Club, home of the Dow Championship for the 6th time. And one of the reasons the Dow Championship is here is this is a magnificent golf mecca. And one of the reasons is the man who is the pro here at the Midland Country Club. He is the head pro, and we say good morning to Jim Dieters. Good morning to you.
Art, thanks for having me on. It's great to be here and great to be part of this great event.
How long have you been here, Jim?
18 years. Yeah.
And, you know, how have you seen this club change over the 18 years?
Wow.
Other than the beautiful clubhouse.
Wow. I got hired in May of 2007 and came to the interview. The golf shop was separate from the facility, still a big facility, but it was old, what you would picture your more classic country club. And for 2 years, there was zero talk of any expansion or any improvements. And all of a sudden, the end of '08, beginning of '09, here we go. Starting a beautiful building. And
the guy that was sitting here before you had something to do with that.
Just a small part, yeah. Jim's got a great passion for Midland and for golf, and we're very blessed to have him run our great.
Yeah, because we are actually sitting in the second floor of the club, and that's the Chemistry Club,
yes,
which is Dow's facility here.
Yes, correct. Yeah, this is an area I visit one time a year. It's yeah.
Yeah. Me too. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, what does it take to get a golf course ready for a professional tournament like the LPGA?
Yeah, and I think we're very blessed here, and I think a lot of facilities that host events, our membership doesn't experience much different conditions what these gals are going to have. I would say the only thing they do roll the greens at night, and they'll roll them in the morning, where our membership will get the rolling in the morning. So golf course conditions, rough fairways, greens, and so forth, it's not that different from what the gals play this week. So we're very blessed to have great department heads. Greg Patterson's our superintendent, and he's been here 1 year, but he's stepped in and really made the golf course what it is today, and we're very blessed.
When you do that with the greens, does the LPGA give you a range of stint that they want that green to play at, or can you set it?
No, they definitely have full control of that, and with technology nowadays, boy, they can get pretty spot on. So I would say, you know, I don't know that number, but somewhere between 11 and 12 on the stemp meter would be an ideal. So 11, 6, 7, something like that. That'll get this week, and I would say our weekly is somewhere around 11. So
tough to maintain it that way.
Depending on water and moisture, they have moisture meters that they check every single morning to see what kind of moisture they have in the greens, and if it's getting a little light, they put a little water on it. If they don't, they just let it run. So
they bring in people.
I think he gets a little bit of help, but pretty much the MCC staff handles the majority of it. They're here at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, cutting fairways and greens with lights on and so forth. Not ideal, but they work hard just to get it prepared for this week.
So let's talk a little bit about golf equipment. How has it changed over the years? And, you know, we see all the ads, this driver is going to give you 20 more yards, and
yes,
this will straighten your game out. I have a saying, and you'll appreciate this. I have a saying that you put the most expensive club in the hands of a bad swing, and you get a very expensive bad shot.
I love that. I can relate to. I've been playing competition golf for 52 years. So I've been around with the persimmon drivers, the Balata balls, you know, the sweet spots. They're very small in the club head, and going through the transition of where we are today. And I think I hit it pretty close to the same distance now than when I did when I was 28, 29.
I don't.
Well,
At 82, I don't.
well, it's great to just be out and swinging, right? It's
that's true.
But it's they're trying to solve that problem, and I don't know if it's athletes are getting better. It's just everything's improving. So, wow, that's all I can say is wow. When you're seeing drives at 340, 350, and it's like wow.
I was just going to ask, how much is too much?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we have to do to make a golf course competitive with 350-yard drives? I mean, it's 700-yard holes.
I think they need to put the fairways at maybe 12 yards wide and the rough at 8 inches, and
there you go.
Make them pull a 4-iron out and hit that only 300 yards to keep it in the middle.
My dad was a negative handicapper, and he played with wooden shafts, in the old clubs in the 40s and 50s. And that was his secret, not length, but direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always within 10 yards of the middle. I mean, you played with him and you shook your, and he couldn't teach to save himself. He taught me nothing.
Right.
Other than the will to do it, he taught me nothing.
Yeah. It's the coaching art is it's a thing that not all players can transfer over to help people know how they do something, and to communicate that takes a special talent. So,
what got you into golf?
My dad was a teacher, and I was the youngest of 4, and he bartended at the golf course in the summer, and my mom wanted someone out of the house, so little Jimmy had to get out, so I spent the whole day at the golf course.
Well, it served you pretty well, I guess.
Yeah. Being around this environment as a young kid, the adults kind of keep you in shape, so I think it's a great environment for young kids to hang out at, and you learn a lot about just not only golf, but how to behave and take care of a golf course, and teach you a lot about life. You take care of people. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll take a break, come back. We're talking to Jim Diemer. He is the head pro here at the Midland Country Club, home of the Dow Championship, going on right through Sunday.
Jeff Gronsky here with Autobrite.
Back with you here on WSGW. We're talking to Jim Dieters. He is the head pro here at the Midland Country Club, home this week of the LPGA and the Dow Championship. What is it, when we talk about a professional championship like this, how long a process is it to prepare to have that championship here? I mean, what happens during the year that allows you to get to this point?
Sure. When they leave on Sunday, Monday we'll get a day of rest, and Tuesday department heads will meet and we'll make kind of a checklist, and Outlier runs the event for Dow, and we'll sit down with them, and while things are fresh on our mind, kind of things that we can improve on, maybe some areas that we had some problems, and then work on that, and then 2 months before the event, we meet with Outlier either weekly or bi-weekly to make sure we get all these things connected and make things seamless.
It's amazing. I mean,
yeah.
People tend to forget the first year of this tournament, it was voted by the gals the best tournament of the year.
Yes. Yeah.
I had talked to the then president of the LPGA, was a gal, and she was over in the starters tent with me. And she just couldn't believe. She said this tournament is like a tournament that's been around 5 or 10 years already, and it's only the first year.
Yeah.
Really a lot of effort goes into it, doesn't it?
100%. We have nearly 1,000 members here at the club, and I would say that a lot of the lead volunteers are members at our club, and they're putting in seriously 14 to 15 hours a day, and we probably have 300 to 400 that participate, so we have to draw another 600 from the community.
Yeah, there's 1,000 volunteers takes us.
Thousand.
Right?
Yeah, and just each and every day